Mabuhay from the beautiful city of Manila. I'm back once for the channel Fragheads RX, and today I'll be discussing a common question in our fragrance community. Which should you buy, a decant or a full bottle? And today I'll be giving you some pros and cons if you buy this decant or full bottle. So what are we waiting for? Let's go right into the discussion. Stay tuned! It is a common question in our fragrance community if which one should you buy, a decant or a full bottle. So today I'll be giving you some pros and cons if you buy this one or this one. So let's start off first with the full bottle. So here's a full bottle. I have here Kuros Prada Infusion d'Homme. We have here Replica the Barbers, this Jean-Paul Gaultier Fleur de Mal, and this Mugler, Fairy Mugler Pure Shot. This is Pure Shot, not Pure Energy. And I have here a bunch of decants from my collection as well. So let's start first with the full bottle. I have here Kuros full bottle. As you can see, these are all made of glass. And one pro of this full bottle is that you keep the full bottle. You enjoy the full juice. You enjoy it, you won't run out of juice immediately, and you tend to enjoy it for a whole year, or if this is your signature scent, you can enjoy this for a year or two. And this is a good display in your collection, especially if you have a good display cabinet. You can display all of your full bottles there in your cabinet. Another pro of having a full bottle is if you're a collector like me. If I am a collector of the Dior line or the other lines of perfumes, and if I really want that bottle, I want to collect all of the bottles because they look nice in your cabinet, in your display. So what are the two pros of having a full bottle? You enjoy the full bottle, you enjoy more juice, and it's a good display in your collection, especially if you're a collector of that specific line. You want to collect them all, especially the Mugler. Everyone has Muglers in their collection, and it looks nice if you have the whole Mugler line in your collection. So what are the cons of having a full bottle? It's too bulky. You can't bring it anywhere because it might be broken. You might accidentally drop it, and you won't have the full bottle anymore unless your bottle is made of plastic. But most of our bottles are made of glass, so one drop and bye bye fragrance. Another one is it's prone to be stolen. Well, here in the Philippines, I had an experience wherein I had this clinic Happy, and it is in our house, and it got lost. For I don't know why, but it got stolen. So even if it's not brought outside, or even if it's in your house, it can be stolen. So that's one con of having a full bottle. It's prone to being broken, being dropped, being shattered because they are made in glass. They're prone to being stolen. Another one, you can't bring them in your hand carry if you're traveling abroad. Why? Because we have regulations in our airplanes wherein you can't bring a 100 milliliter full bottle in your hand carry. Well, you can bring it if you have it checked in, but in your hand carry you can't bring your full bottles because it will be confiscated, and we don't want our full bottles to be confiscated, right? So let's now go to the decants. What are the pros of having a decant? First, it's for testing purposes. If you're still not familiar with the fragrance you want to buy a decant, and you can test it whenever you want, wherever you want. Unlike if you buy this full bottle, if just for testing purposes, it's too pricey to buy a full bottle if you just want to test the fragrance itself. And one piece of advice, if you want to test the fragrance, all our malls, department stores have testers. You can test them all you want. Test them and see the longevity of the fragrance, see if the fragrance matches your skin. Another pro of having a decant is you can bring it anywhere. Our airlines do not have any regulations with regards to decants because the limit of airlines is 100 ml, 100 milliliters, and these decants usually comes in 5 milliliters or 10 milliliters, especially here in the Philippines. So another pro, as I've mentioned, you can bring it anywhere. I myself has a full bottle and a decant as well. Why? Because I don't want to bring my full bottle because, as I mentioned a while ago, it can be stolen, it can be broken. If I brought a decant, even if it's lost, even if it's stolen, even if I accidentally drop it, I won't feel guilty because it's only a minimal amount of juice, unlike a full bottle wherein your full bottle has lots of juice, and if it's broken, you have no fragrance anymore. So what are the cons of having a decant? First, you won't enjoy the juice not as much as having a full bottle. Second, here in the Philippines, the samplers are being sold or are not given that freely, because in order for you to have a sample of a fragrance, you have to buy other fragrances. Like for example, if you buy a Creed Aventus, then that's the time that they will give you a free samples of the Green Irish Tweed or Himalaya. That's the time that they will give you samples. They do not give the samples for free. But that's the thing I want to change here in the Philippines. How can we test the fragrance if we are not given that free sample? So does that mean that do we need to go to the department store every day just to try the sample, right? That's the thing I want to change here in the Philippines. Samples are given for free, but they should be given freely to the customers for them to try the fragrance, not just as a freebie if you are buying the full bottle itself. Another con of having a decant is it's not exempted from breakage. You can break this bottle because some decants are made of glass. Unless you buy the plastic ones, these are prone to breakage as well. And lastly, if you compute the price, the dollar or peso per milliliter of the decants compared to the full bottle, it's more expensive on the long run. If you buy multiple amounts of decants, then why not just buy the full bottle itself, right? So those are the pros and cons of having a decant compared to a full bottle. So to help us more with this dilemma, I have here two of my best buddies in med school, EJ and David. So let's go and ask them. Good morning everyone, I'm back and I'm here with my brother EJ, and I'll ask him which among the two will he buy if given the chance. So EJ, if you will be given the chance to buy, which among these two? A full bottle or a decant?
For me, I'd rather prefer the decants because they're more practical. We get to bring the perfume anywhere. But if you're thinking about giving it as a gift to someone, of course we're gonna go for the full bottle because they're more aesthetically pleasing, and the good thing is we get to display them at home. They have a great aesthetic value. But for me, I'd prefer the decants if practicality purposes.
Hi everyone, I'm back again and I'm here with David. So David, if you'll be given the chance to choose between a decant and a full bottle, which will you choose?
I think I'd still choose a full bottle because full bottle has more amount of perfume, and when you buy multiple decants, it would amount to more at a larger cost compared to one full bottle. At the same time, the full bottle you can display it. It's better to give as a gift, and it looks more aesthetically pleasing.
The final question is, which among these two should you buy? A decant or a full bottle? For me, both. Why? I will buy a full bottle, especially if I want the fragrance itself. But I will also buy small bottles for me to bring this fragrance wherever I want, wherever I want to go. That's the most practical way to do it. Buy a full bottle and buy small bottles so you can bring the fragrance anywhere. I don't want to bring these full bottles with me anywhere because they might be stolen, I might drop them, and I don't have any fragrance at all anymore. My advice to those who are just testing the fragrance they are targeting, buy a decant first or go to their local malls, local department stores, and try the fragrance out. But if you want the fragrance, if that's your signature scent, like for example your signature scent is At the Barbers by Maison Margiela, then by all means, if you have the funds, buy the full bottle, because especially if you're a collector, if you're collecting the whole line like me, the Dior Homme line, buy the bottle because it looks great on your display, in your display cabinet. But if you are tight on the budget, and if you just want to try the fragrance, and if you want to bring the fragrance anywhere, then I suggest you buy a decant, these small little decants. But again, for me, my answer is it depends on the situation. And if you'll ask me again, these two I'll buy, full bottle and small little bottles. You heard my discussion, you heard what my classmates have to say with this problem. Which should you buy, a decant or a full bottle? Now what are your thoughts with regards to this dilemma? Again, leave your comments down below and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Fragrance RX. Again, this is Wetzo for the channel Fragrance RX, your fragrance doctor. See you in the next video. Have a nice day and stay fragrant!